Whoop. Mason Greenwood put in the damn work. Fam, don't ever think I never saw them 2 shots come off the woodwork. Got put to the test like blood work. Got the result in the end like homework. Defense got another clean sheet, but I still have my doubts like, can it really work? Whoop. Mason Greenwood put in the damn work. Fam, don't ever think I never saw them 2 shots come off the woodwork. Got put to the test like blood work. Got the result in the end like homework. Defense got another clean sheet, but I still have my doubts like, can it really work? Whoop. With another one. This is the OT'99 Banter Room, where opinions get shared and smoke gets served. Let's go. So Manchester United 1, West Ham 0. Manchester United go back to second place, overtake Leicester, 1 point clear of them, miles behind City. But you know what? Manchester United is the best of the rest at the moment. We're going toe to toe with Brendan Rodgers' Leicester City. And you know what? It's a good battle to see. We're best of the rest, like I said. We're establishing a slight gap now ahead of Chelsea. Chelsea, I was worried about them before because they started, they went on a run as soon as Tuchel came into the team. They went on a slight run and it's slowed down a little bit, so I'm glad that they dropped points. But let's get on to Manchester United. I'm happy that we got the victory first and foremost. But you know what? There was a lot of worrying signs in that game. First of all, we're looking at this team. It didn't take a rocket science to know that this was the team that was going to play, to be fair. I was probably even more surprised about Rashford starting, to be honest, but I thought it would have been I think the breaking news for us with this lineup is it going to be Rashford starting, or is he even going to be in the team sheet, or is it going to be Amad Diallo? He had a decent game, against AC. Rashford, we know that he's had that ankle injury. I don't know if he 100% recovered from it. He looked okay today in terms of putting pressure on it, running and everything like that. But I just have that feeling with Rashford. He's had that shoulder issue that has been, a long-standing issue. His ankle was swollen a few days ago. I don't know how that's fully settled. And I just get the feeling that he hasn't been, living up to his, full potential this season. I don't know if that's injuries or whatever, but you know what? Saying that, Rashford has got 18 goals in all competitions this season. He's one of our main goal contributors, and we need him in the team wherever we can. So I was happy to see him today. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I wasn't surprised seeing, Scott McTominay, Fred in the midfield, because everyone else is injured. You've got Pogba injured, Donny van de Beek, I don't know how he got injured, but he's injured. We've got, who else? Outside of those, we've got Martial, who's injured. We've got a lot of our creators that is injured, actually. Cavani's obviously been injured for a while. And it just feels like, when I looked at that bench, all I saw was Diallo that could potentially make a change. The rest of them, I was just like, there's nothing here. And it's worrying because, United, we didn't do big business in the summer, and with the players that we did buy, let's get into that. So the players that we did buy, we bought Pellistri, who's out on loan. We bought Amad Diallo, who only came in January. He's played 3 games since January, and he's scored 1 goal, but he's had limited game time. We brought in Donny van de Beek, who hardly gets any game time. I don't even know if it was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer signing. We've got Cavani, who's been injured, or he's had that ban, but he's been injured with niggles here and there. Hasn't really been consistent in the Manchester United team because he's just too injury prone right about now. So the players that we've brought in, you don't really see them too much. You don't really see them. Manchester United has basically gone into this season with the same team that we had last season. You don't see Telles. Do you know what I mean? He plays the odd game here and there in Europa League or whatever it is, but he's not getting anywhere near enough game time or anything like that because Luke Shaw, thankfully he's been great and he's been holding down that left-sided spot. So Manchester United virtually is going into the season with the same squad as last season. We're in the season as the same squad as last season, and it's just. You're just thinking, what, we spent this money, what's going on? I'm bored, it's just another story. But you know what, that's my rant over with that stuff. I'm just more focused. I'm happy that we've got the 3 points today because West Ham, for going into this game, I thought West Ham, they're on form. You know, they're on a run. They're gonna be competing for Champions. They're competing for a Champions League spot. They're 5th at the moment. You know, they're fully in the race. So I was worried about this game. You know, I was worried about this game. I thought it could be another blooper, maybe another draw. But when I was watching this game, especially in the first half, I was so surprised. I was so surprised that that Moyes deployed those tactics. He had everyone defending. He parked the bus, the train, and the plane all behind the ball. It was crazy. I think they were just trying to do that whole counter attack. You know, knock it up to Antonio. Antonio does a quick flick. It was just one of those ones. And it made the game that quite basic, boring, etc. And it was another challenge for us to break them down. Everyone knows that, you know, when you park the bus, you know, play a low block against Manchester United, it's very challenging, very difficult for us. And the only creativity we've got in the middle is Bruno. And, you know, you mark Bruno out the game, they put an extra man in the middle. It was challenging for us, and we saw it. The first half was just, it flew by. I always knew as well, like, if we didn't score, it would have went on to be like that. It would have went on to be a boring game. I think, obviously, when we scored, you know, lucky from that set piece, shout out to Scott McTominay, you know, he went after that ball, although he never got the goal, you know, it was an own goal from Craig Dawson, but, you know, he's flick on with that header, bounced off him, and yeah, it was a good assist header, you get me? But it was one of those ones where it would have been a dry, boring game. I think Manchester United getting that lucky goal opened up the game more, because now David Moyes knew that he had to bring on, you know, some switch it up, you know, go on the offensive. He brought on Lanzini, and he brought on, I can't remember the other creative guy, and then the game changed. The game changed. But you know what is funny is, like, when he made those subs, I was looking at it thinking, like, wow, like, his bench is actually better than us. Like, West Ham and David Moyes' bench was better than Manchester United's bench. It says a lot. It really does say a lot. And Manchester United kept these 11 on, and, you know, you're just thinking, one mind you've got, like, you know, Champions League. One mind's on Champions League, AC Milan. But it's a shame that we couldn't make any subs to rest some guys before that game. And I know the game's on Thursday or whatever it is, but you would have still like to preserve some guys, let them get a little extra rest, you know what I mean? But we couldn't do that, and it just says a lot about where Manchester United is right about now in terms of our transfer activity, our summer signings. This game was crying out for Pogba. This game was crying out for quality in the final third, creativity in the final third. You saw the counter-attacking play that Dan James done, where, you know, he's good with the speed, you know what I mean? He's good, like, making those runs or whatever. But the final pass where he passed it to Bruno, it fell short, and he passed it behind him instead of, like, you know, in front of him, like, to his feet. And it's things like that that just, you know, mess up our chances of, like, doing counter-attacking. And, you know, it's a successful counter-attack, sorry. And it's the same old story of Manchester United over and over again. Our final ball in the is just not, it's not good enough. Do you know what I mean? Where we do make chances, where we do have that, you know, bit of quality. Greenwood's one, it was, you know, good team play, good passing. You know, Greenwood was able to get his shot off. You know, it was unlucky to him. He hit the post. He had that other opportunity. Again, they struck the post, you know, when Rashford was running with him. Rashford sort of branched out left, and then Greenwood went for the shot. And, you know, I commend him for going for the shot, you know, because if there's anyone that you want shooting that ball in the box, it's Greenwood right now, because, you know, he's arguably our best finisher. You know what I mean? He's a comfortable, you know, he's comfortable on both feet. So it was unlucky again. He hit the post twice, but you know what I mean? There's times where, you know, we should have taken our chances, like that one what Rashford missed. I don't know. It's opportunities like that where you're thinking, oh, where was Cavani? It's opportunities like that where you're thinking, if we had a traditional number 9, a good number 9, you know, would that have been in the net? And we missed too many of these golden opportunities for a team that's not creating enough. When you get these opportunities, you need to finish it. But like Rashford, he's not a striker. Yeah, he's an attacking forward, but he's not a natural striker. So when these chances are falling for guys like Martial and Rashford, I'm not too surprised that it's not going in the net and they're not burying it. You know what I mean? Another thing that's kind of worrying as well is I think Greenwood put balls into the box. Dan James put a couple into the box, and you just see it just go across the box. No one's in there. No one's following up at the back post. Nobody's making runs into the box. The basics of things that we should be doing wasn't happening. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't happening. You're thinking like, where is everyone? Like, no one's trying to attack the ball. Wasted opportunities. Our off the ball, activity is not good enough. Not enough people making runs. Not enough people that's anticipating or expecting anything. It's like very slow passing. Very slow movement. It's just sad. And there's just not enough guys with creativity. You look at your cities, for example, they'll disseminate a West Ham right now. They'll break them down, even if they did have 10 men sitting behind the ball. They will find a way, because they've got so much creativity. They've got the Gundogans, they've got, Bernardo Silvas, they've got the Mahrezes, they've got too many creative people. De Bruyne. So it makes it difficult to mark these guys. These guys can all open up defenses. These guys can all pick a pass. And Manchester United, on the other end of this, of Manchester, you're looking at Bruno Fernandes, really. Pogba's there, he can do that, and it showed how much we missed him today. But I do feel like, on the wings, there's not enough creativity. Rashford's not a striker, but then again, he's like an attacking forward. He's a winger more. He plays better as out wide, but at the same time, he's not a guy that first thinks to set someone up and create. Like, he does pick up balls, which he's done over the season, which is like quality. He has it in his locker, but he's not one to be thinking, okay, yes, I want to beat a man and then look for a person making a run. No, he'll try to beat a man, run into traffic, or try to go for the shot himself or wherever it is. That's just what he is. Martial, again, he's a winger. He's got good hold-up plays, strong, he's quick as a centre forward. We've been using him there, but his goal ratios, it's not telling me that you're a striker, do you know what I mean? And what we do need is a proper striker, someone that has got a killer instinct, that will take those odd opportunities. I remember Ibrahimovic doing it for us, There's not many times where, he'll have a chance and he's not putting it in the net. It was really, really, really good for us. And I feel like Cavani could have been like that as well if he could just remain fit. It's just Cavani will come in, it feels like he'll be in for like 2-3 games and then he's injured again. 2-3 games, 4 games, and he's injured again. And it's just not working out for us. So we've got a lot of work to do in the summer, I reckon. But, we've got a lot of work to do. We've got AC Milan coming up, and I'm just thinking that where's the goals coming from? Where is it going to come from? We need we need a Greenwood on his job. We need a Rashford on his job. We need a Bruno on their job. We need everyone on their job. We're go down basically. We'll go down because they've got their away goal. So we've got to go into that game needing to score from the jump, from the outset. And it's tough, I don't know what's going to happen. I know Manchester United need to win a trophy. We're still in the FA Cup and we're still in Europa League, but how we set ourselves up for that game is not the best. But, at least we're still in these cups and we've got an opportunity there. I'm just hoping that we can make it over the line against AC Milan and then press forward, But going on to the summer signings, we can all see it. We can all see it. We need quite a bit of investment. I think I read something in the paper. I don't know if it was from the Mirror or the Sun. And one of these papers saying United's transfer kitty is 80 million. And when I heard that, I was just like, oh my God. 80 million is not going to be enough for Manchester United to do what they need to do unless they are able to sort of compensate, add money to that transfer kitty by selling guys. So obviously you've got guys that I've mentioned, your Lingards, your Henderson potentially, or De Gea, if you can get money for one of them. I think one of them could potentially go. You've got your who else is there? Your Lingard, Henderson, Pogba. Who else is out on loan? Dalot. You've got a few options where you can raise some money. I may have missed a couple here and there, but we do need to get creative in how we're doing our business. For me, there's options that I would like to see, you know, guys like Koundé centre back. I would like to see, you know, Frank Kessié, you know, from obviously seen him for AC Milan. In our midfield, I would like to see Jadon Sancho. I would like to see a striker. I would love to see Haaland, but reality is we're not going to get all of these people. And reality is we probably don't have that transfer budget to get them. We're going to have to get creative in the transfer window. We're going to have to prioritize what we really do need. I really do think that we should prioritize a right winger, a striker, a DM as the three, because, you know, if you've got someone like Frank Kessié, it allows you to play your Pogbas and even your Donny van de Beek next to him, because Frank Kessié is going to marshal your midfield. Obviously, Sancho can score and create. He's going to give you that attack that we don't have. We don't have, outside of Diallo maybe, we don't have a guy that's experienced, that can take guys on and consistently look to create. That is their sole being, is to just create. I know Sancho's got a good scoring record and he's had it for the past few seasons at Dortmund, but we just need more of that at Manchester United, that creativity, that can pick a pass, that can run at guys, that can dribble and all of that stuff, and we're lacking it right now in terms of, yeah, that final ball, that final quality in the final third. We need him. Do you know what I mean? But my guess would be that, you know, Manchester United's probably going to go for Pau Torres or Milinkovic from Fiorentina, a Max Aarons slash Kieran Trippier, who's at Atletico Madrid, and then, you know, we're probably going to try and get a marquee signing, so I would say that will be Sancho. I don't see Dortmund selling both Sancho and Haaland unless they got a crazy offer for Haaland, because obviously he's got the buyout clause, which is about £70 million next season. So if they could get a good monstrous offer, you know, if the money was talking, then maybe they'll do it. You know, maybe if they got an offer of 130 million or something like that, or more, then they'll sell Haaland, because he's definitely worth that money and more. Maybe they'll do it, you know. Certainly they've got no issues bringing up youngsters, Dortmund, or finding talent. They've been doing it. That's their system. They get guys, they build them up, they sell them for big profit. They're a feeder club. But I just struggle to feel like Dortmund's going to sell both of their star talents in one season. But if they're not, and, you know, I think Haaland's the guy that's probably more likely to leave. I mean, not Haaland, sorry. Sancho's the guy that's more likely to leave. So United needs to be in that running. I mean, he wants United, or he wanted United last season. And let's be honest, let's be truthful. Haaland, you know, we've got too much competition for him, and United don't do well with competition. And Haaland's probably not thinking about Manchester United anyway. He's probably thinking about, you know, City, you know, one of the big, maybe a Bayern Munich or one of these teams. He's not thinking about Manchester United, in all honesty. So we might as well get the next best crop that's available, and I think that's Jadon Sancho. You know, but I feel like minimum in the summer we need 3 players at least. I really think we probably need, you know, 5. I think we need a right back cover. I think we need a centre back. I think we need a DM. I think we need a winger, and I think we need a striker. So we need 5 guys, but minimum I think we need 3. So we need to get that over the line. But it's another win for Manchester United. I'm happy about that. Do you know what I mean? We're, like I said before, we're second in the league, sitting pretty right now. Brendan Rodgers and Leicester are just stressing me out. They ain't dropping points. They're relentless. They keep going. But Ollie's hopefully, you know, can kind of ward off that threat for second place. And Manchester United actually secure it, you know, and we show some progression on the points. I think 70 plus points will be progression for us points wise, and obviously finish second in the league also will be progression considering that we finished 3rd last season, and with the crappy summer transfer window. So do you know what I mean? I feel like, what can you do? Obviously I missed out the big news. I left it late. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got his new contract. It's sounding like it's official. It hasn't been officially announced, but it's sounding like he got that new contract. 9 million a year, I'm hearing. So he's going to be here. So we just have to get used to it and back our manager, Ole. You know, before we was, you know, like some may be saying Ole out or whatever it is like that. For me, I'm looking at it like this. I'm not surprised that Ollie's got a contract. He's sitting second at the moment. And with all that news about the backroom staff overhaul, not overhaul, but in terms of like getting a director, which is basically like guys getting promoted, you know, Darren Fletcher got promoted. You know, we got guys that was already in the Matt Judge. We got guys already in the backroom staff, already in the organisation, basically, effectively, that have been rebadged with new titles and slightly different job descriptions. How that impacts on our transfer window and how we conduct our business is yet to be seen. But I just wanted someone that's fresh, new ideas, new way of doing things to come in rather than what we already have. Because what we already have, they've been around there for years. Fletcher, not years, but yeah. I mean, last year's summer window was not good, so I'm not optimistic about this one because you've given these guys a new title. We'll see, but I'm not surprised that, you know, Manchester United allowed that, and then you're just gonna go and sack Ollie. I think the reason why, you know, that happened was because of Ollie. Especially having guys like Darren Fletcher in the mold, you know what I mean? You heard him speak about him highly, saying, you know, he couldn't lose his experience. He knows Man United inside and out, and he didn't want to lose it. So, but whether he's going to be good at a job is another story, do you know what I mean? So I'm not surprised. So Ollie's got a contract and he's here to stay, and we just got to get on with it, do you know what I mean? Now it's up to the board and the club to back our manager with the funding and with the players that he needs. It's not a coincidence that you've heard LVG say he didn't even get like his first, second, third, or whatever option sort of player that he wanted. It's not a surprise that you hear Mourinho say that he didn't get the full back and the backing and the players that he wanted. Do you know? And we've got Ollie, and even though Ollie talks highly of the board, he has the respect for the board and everything like that. But for me, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did not get the backing. You don't get a £40 million player and never play him. Do you know what I mean? He wasn't Ollie's signing. You look at Grealish, like I said, and Sancho, who he wanted. He didn't get any of those guys. Instead, he got an emergency Cavani who no one was really after. He spent money on a couple of youngsters. I'm happy we got Palestri and Diallo or whatever. Let's see what they can become. But he got a couple of youngsters. And then he got a Donny van der Beek who he wasn't really his signing. So who did he really get? He got Tellez as well. And again, Tellez, you know, he hasn't really been. Shaw's just stepped up, so Tellez isn't getting in the game time. But he didn't get his first choice signings. I'm sure Ole Gunnar Solskjaer even wanted Reguilon, and he didn't get Reguilon, so he then got Tellez. It's just a mess. So we need to fix up. And that's why I can't be too harsh on Ole. For Ole's experience or lack thereof, and the summer transfer window he's had, I can't be too mad at him for the position he is in right now. I can't really be too mad at him. I can't. A lot of responsibility also has to be shared with the board. They get away with it all the time. Yeah, we spent a lot of money in the past. We spent almost $1 billion, but it's been, you know, mismanaged. We all know that. From your Falcaos to your Di Marias. Do you know, the list is just endless in terms of all the money that we spent and how we've misspent it. You know, your Sanchez, it's endless. And we haven't been getting it right. And for all the criticism that Ole gets, I think like he's done well with getting Wan-Bissaka. At least he's a stable guy. I think he's done well, you know, bringing in Maguire. I know, you know, I've got a love-hate relationship with him as well. You know, more time he doesn't, you know, he doesn't live up to expectation of his 80 million price tag. Nowhere near that, but at least he can stay fit, man. He's a decent guy. He's probably a 40 million, you know, pound striker, 50 million at max. Well, you know what I mean. But at least, you know, he's getting minutes out of them, and at least I don't know. It's just better than a lot of the business that we've done in the past. You know what I mean. You know, but more needs to be done. You know what I mean. We need more Bruno Fernandes's. That's what we do. We need more of them. And hopefully in the summer we can do that. But you know what? That's me out. Like, comment, and subscribe and support the thing.